sharing with me the survey results has certainly helped us to really take a look at what kind of an impact a transition like this would have with the Boys and Girls Clubs. And then secondly, I'd like to say that I'm just really honored to be a part of such a great organization that clearly has the support of the community and folks out here and elsewhere. So I wanted to say thank you to all the parents who have been concerned, about what this could do to us, and we're going to have to close our doors. No, the answer is clearly and simply is no. I was really surprised by the 2-to-1 result in favor of a 4-day school week, and I think that that's a pretty, that's a big stamp of approval for that kind of an option, which leaves me with more questions, quite frankly, in why are people in favor. I've talked to lots of parents I know who don't come to the club, parents I know who do. And I hear a lot that parents are looking forward to having extra time with their children. Now, it's not for everybody, but that seems to be a pretty big, feedback, which means that if we extrapolate from that data, a third of those parents, a third of the parents that are looking probably for some kind of child care, which I think really is something the Boys and Girls Club can handle. And that was my concern going into this whole discussion was, is there going to be a huge increase? And I think there will be some, but I don't think it's going to be as much. So when we take a look at financially, what could that mean? We're looking at it absorbing a cost of, only tens of thousands of dollars, which I think in a budget of over $500,000 is something that we can manage to squeeze by with. The other thing that I wanted to just comment on is that, talking with the staff, talking with members of our program committee, we're actually somewhat excited about the opportunity. There's real strong evidence about having children or having the youth at the club, more frequently or for more hours, that we can have a bigger impact on those kids. So when we take a look at one of the comments and questions on there was, what effect will this have on crime and on accidents? Well, hopefully the Boys and Girls Clubs, other organizations, other child care providers, the community, the parents, we can all work together to minimize that. And that's really what the Boys and Girls Club stands for, is a safe place for kids to go after school or when school is out. I know our board president is here, Doug Adams, and thanks for coming and sharing or showing your support. One of the things that we look at is the age population that we currently are not serving, and that's the high school population. There are some real opportunities there as well. If we're going to see more kids, we're going to need to hire more staff with younger kids. High school students can certainly serve as that staff. So there's some employment opportunities. But also, we certainly have enough room in our building to open up our doors and take a look at establishing some type of a teen program, which is something that we've been looking at for years, for a couple of years already. So that's kind of an update on where we're at. We're certainly, sitting on the sidelines watching this very closely. We know it's going to have an economic impact. It's something that we feel we can weather. But yeah, that's about it.
Thank you very much, Brad. We still have, I'm not sure, probably close to 5 minutes. Now 5 minutes for more questions.
Are you going to do the calendar?
Yes, thank you about the calendar. Totally forgot about that. I'll turn it back over to Rob.
Monday or Friday?
We got a question here, real quick.
Go ahead.
It's just more of a comment. I would just like to say that, and I'm sure that most parents think this, but the very last thing hopefully that you look at cutting is any of the programs. I saw one in there for art to be cut. Like you said, athletics has already been cut so much. I know music programs get cut all the time. Art programs, please, if you could not cut those. I think that's really important for our kids, all of those. It keeps them going. Even on that day they're going to be off, that would be something that they would enjoy doing. Or the sports would keep them going on that Friday or that Monday, and that keeps them busy and out of trouble. So it's just a comment, but
I'm not going to go into the gory detail of this, but you can see this is the no Friday calendar. Generally, every Friday is off while school's in session. We start somewhere around the third week in August. One thing that came from the survey last year was that people wanted to start a little bit later in the year. So we're trying to honor that in starting about the third week in August. So Fridays are off. We have our classic Monday holidays that occur in January and October and so forth. And school wraps up, and I know this was a point of contention on some of the survey comments. We were erroneously working to the wrong number of hours when we put out the previous set of calendars. So now we've got that sorted out. The number's 1121 contact hours. So that does not push the calendar into June, which was a big concern for a lot of folks. And they couldn't figure out how we're saving money if we're going longer. So really we wrap up somewhere around the 24th and 25th of May in a normal 4-day. And that's even true of the Monday calendar. I'll just leave this up here for just a couple of seconds if anybody has any questions. Yes?
The Monday holidays happen then on a Friday or not?
No. The school would be in session and then the Friday would be the normal day off. Now the problem with that obviously is if a family member has that holiday off and the children don't, then that creates some issues. Yes?